What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Evo4 build series. This is going to be a quick one today because I'm sick and not really feeling the hottest. But I did get the HKS intake in, so I wanted to get that installed. As I mentioned in previous videos, the clips on the air boxes are broken. So it doesn't have a great seal with the air filter. So I think the new intake will not only clean up the engine bay a bit, get rid of that bulky air box, but it will also, result in a better airflow in the engine. At the same time, I'm going to take a look at the MAF. I don't have any MAF cleaner on me, so if it is dirty, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. It depends how dirty it is. If it's not too dirty, I'll probably just reinstall it because we are converting to speed density here very soon. I had ordered the ECU and a bunch of other parts to get that going. This should be here next couple weeks, so hopefully get that installed. So yeah, I won't bore you guys with any more details. Let's just get into it. All right, so we got the old crusty intake off. This hose here is actually cracking at one spot up here, if you can see it. I mean, it's still got a lot of life left into it, but it's starting to go. So I'm glad that the HKS intake, so we can focus, I'm glad the HKS intake actually does come with a replacement one of these. So you can see here, there's so much more room in the engine bay. The HKS intake also came with replacement one of, one of these guys. These hoses. I didn't realize that, but I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, to be honest. I might just reuse this hose because it looks like, I don't know, I'll have to see. Actually, this thing is going just right there, so it should be pretty easy to swap out. It also comes with, I don't know what I did with it, but there's a hose that runs from here to the intake. It comes with as well. Interestingly, it doesn't seem to replace this component of the intake going down to the turbo. So I don't know if somebody makes an aftermarket one of these. But yeah, I have to figure that out. I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. I have to play with this and see how it all positions. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. All right, so I was wrong, and I'll show you guys in a second, but I did have to end up taking the lower intake pipe off. I guess this smaller pipe replaces both of them. Hopefully everything fits with the battery and all that. I guess we'll see. But I did, while I was in there, check the shaft play on the turbo. There's 0. So either this turbo has been rebuilt recently or just well taken care of, I don't know. But it is like tight as hell. So I think we're good there. I'm going to disassemble the rest of the intake piping and get the MAF off of there, inspect that. And then I guess we'll get this thing on there, see how it looks. What's up, guys? Welcome back. It is a couple days later. I did finish up the HKS intake install. I didn't end up filming a lot of the video because I was filming extremely cruddy that day, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I do apologize. I did get a time lapse, as you just saw, of the installation, and I do want to apologize on that as well. If you notice at the beginning of the time lapse, there's actually a lot of stuff already removed from the engine bay by the time the time lapse starts, and that's because when I started the installation, or rather removal, I forgot to hit the record button on the camera, and I apologize for that. But I think I did get most of the the removal process. So I didn't film the install because there was actually a couple things that came up during the install that made it a bit more difficult than it needed to be, and I'll bring those to your attention right now. So it's hard to see really without me pointing it out, but first of all, this hose here did have a replacement provided by HKS, but I didn't realize it until after I'd already connected it And again, I was feeling pretty crappy, so I didn't feel like taking more time to take this off and then put the new one on. It does work as is. I'm going to take that time here once I get completely better and have more stamina and whatnot. So that'll be taken care of. But under that, you'll notice this upper radiator hose is quite tight in here. It's actually touching both the cam sensor and the blow off valve, which is not ideal by any means. When I was doing this intake install, I realized that whoever worked on this car before me actually installed this radiator hose backwards. So it actually should be flipped around, and this bulge here should actually be further this way. And that's unfortunate. We will be replacing radiator hoses when I do the radiator anyway, so it's not a huge deal because I don't drive this car terribly much right now. So it's not really going to be a huge problem. And I do actually have a new OEM cam sensor to add in here anyway too, so if that fails, I'm not super concerned about it. But it is unfortunate because it made this installation much more difficult. I actually had to rotate this hose because it was the bulge was much more upright, and it made this spot for the blow-off valve, or bypass valve rather, not fit. So I had to do a little bit of finagling there to get that to work. Other than that, the intake fits really well. One other thing I realized that does not fit with the factory battery tray. I do have an STM small battery kit coming, so I'm not super concerned there. And I did have to, you probably can't see it down here, but I did have to cut a couple like zip tie clamps down that was holding the wiring for this positive battery terminal onto the chassis, so that I can move it around and get to the side of the battery. Otherwise it would not fit with the mass airflow sensor here. So those were a few things that I had to deal with when I was doing installation, but overall not too bad. I did originally try to do the installation with the entire intake put together, and that was a bad idea because, you know, fitting it all in through here and weaving it through everything with the filter and everything on was quite difficult and ended up not working. So I ended up having to take everything apart and doing it one piece at a time, which again slowed things down. And when you're sick and not really feeling great, all that is quite annoying, and as you can imagine, added to my frustration, which is why I do not have a video for the actual installation process. But I hope that all made sense to you guys. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, I am still quite winded, so this is going to be a short video. I'm probably going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions about the HKS Intake install, I'd love to hear them in the comments. I also have a lot of parts on order right now that should be coming in the next couple weeks to convert this entire setup to speed density and get a vented atmosphere blow-off valve with a tune and all that. So once those start to come in, and I start to work on the car again, I will definitely film that for you all and get a new video going. So yeah, I apologize. You know, it's been the holidays, and yeah, I haven't had many videos because of that. And then as soon as the holidays ended, I got sick, and obviously the video content has been lacking there. I'm hoping that once I recover from whatever this is and all these new parts start to come in, we can start pumping out content quickly again. I do also have a new piece coming for the FRS track car, which I'm super excited about, thanks to the guys at Counter Space Garage. Shout out to David there for helping me out with that. It's going to be really cool. And I also still need to figure out what I'm going to do to mount the APR GT style wing on the FRS track car as well. I don't remember if I mentioned this in a previous video, but I went to do the installation before, and I realized that there's some bits in the trunk that would need cut up in order to fit all the bolts in there and stuff, and I'm not super comfortable doing body work myself, so I'm debating whether I want to tackle that myself or just get a shop to do it. It should be pretty cheap to have a shop do it, so I might just lean that direction depending on, you know, what their availability is and all that. But I may also just try to tackle myself. I have all the tools to do it. Just messing with body is always intimidating to me, especially if you're not experienced at it like I am. So we'll see. At the very least, I need to wait till I can get a friend over here to help me with it, because you know, having the trunk up and the wing mounted or partially mounted on the trunk while the trunk is up is dangerous for both your rear window and the wing itself. So I'll probably wait till I can get a friend over here to help with that. But yeah, until next time, peace.